welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing this dark, smoky, vampy evening makeup look tutorial for you. So I've done heaps of bronzy day makeup looks recently and I just felt like getting super freaking glam. So this is the makeup look that I've done for you today. So this was inspired by a picture I saw on Instagram by the makeup artist Linda Hallberg. I will link her Instagram down below. She's a phenomenal makeup artist and I saw this picture on her Instagram the other day and it gave me so much inspiration to do this makeup look. So a nice dark black smoky eye, a really dark vampy lip, and I've done a nice bronzy glowy base. So if you want to see how I achieved this makeup look, then please keep on watching. So first of all, I'm going to prime the eyelid using the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I'm applying that with my Zoeva 142 buffing brush. And then picking up the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, I'm using the shade Samael, which is like a warm cream shade, and I'm using that to set that soft ochre paint pot. Next, I'm picking up the shade Latest, which is the big warm peach shade, and I'm basically using that as a transition shade. So I'm gonna wash it all the way through the upper part of the crease, so taking it quite high up towards the brow bone and just running it all the way through the crease to create a nice warm transition shade. For that, I'm using the Zoeva 227 blender brush. Next, I'm taking the shade Soleus, which is a bone white shade, and I'm going to use that to highlight the brow bone. So I'm just running it underneath the eyebrow and blending it down into that transition shade, making sure it looks nice and white and highlighted. And I'm applying that using a generic flat eyeshadow brush. Next, I'm taking the shade Latinus, which is a cool soft brown shade, and using the Zoeva 231 Luxe Petite Crease Brush, I'm using this to depthen the crease. So I'm taking it a bit lower down than the peach shade and really into that crease, and I'm just applying it and blending it through the crease to start to create some depth. I'm going to apply, blend, you know how it goes, until I get the depth of colour that I require. Next step is to create a deep base for the mobile lid. So I'm taking the Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Swerve and I'm roughly placing that all over the mobile lid. So just roughly applying it, and then I'm going to take the Zoeva 226 smudger brush and I'm going to blend this out until I get a nice soft black base to the mobile lid. So just applying it and then blending it and then reapplying and blending until we get a nice deep black base. I'm also taking that cream gel liner into the upper waterline just to make sure there's absolutely no skin visible. I want it to be completely black, so just running it all through that waterline as well. And then of course blending, applying, blending until we are happy with the colour. Next, I'm taking the shade Shax, which is jet black, and using my Zoeva 237 brush, I'm basically going to pack this all over that eyeliner. So just using pressing motions, just packing the eyeshadow just to create a completely opaque black to the mobile lid. So just applying it and then taking the Morphe M506 brush, blending it out, reapplying, blending until we get it pretty much to transition up into that soft brown shade. It doesn't matter if there's a little gap between the black and the brown because we're going to fill that with a deeper brown, but just kind of blending it up into that transition shade. And then last colour from the Kat Von D palette, I'm taking the colour Citri, which is a chocolate brown shade. And basically on the Morphe M506 brush, we're going to run that between the black and the transition. So right in the depth of that crease, we're just going to run that through and blend those colours together. So just applying and blending until we get a really soft, smooth transition from black to peach. Okay, now we've got the upper eyelids done, we're going to go onto the face. And first of all, I'm taking my Laura Mercier Hydrating Primer as per usual and applying it all over the face. This helps to hydrate the skin, helps to make the makeup stay in place, helps to smooth out the skin, all those amazing good things that primers do. And then taking the Makeup Forever Smoothing Primer through the center of the face where I have a little bit of extra texture, again to help fill in the pores, smooth out the skin and make the makeup look flawless. Now, a look like this requires a flawless foundation base. So I'm going to be mixing my Estee Lauder Maximum Cover Foundation in the shade Creamy Vanilla with my Luminous Silk Giorgio Armani foundation in the shade 6.5. So doing kind of 2 parts Luminous Silk to 1 part Estee Lauder, mixing them on the back of my hand and then applying it all over the face using a damp beauty blender. So just pouncing it into the skin until we get a nice soft foundation finish to the face. This foundation combination is flawless. The double wear makes it full coverage, last all day, but the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk just helps to soften it a bit and give it a little bit more glow so it's not so dry and matte. This is one of my most favorite foundation combinations for longevity and flawlessness. I love it. Next, taking my Giorgio Armani Master Corrector number 2 and applying it directly onto the very inner corners of the eyes, blending it in with my Zoeva 142 buffing brush to help eliminate any dark circles. For concealer today, I'm trying out a new concealer, and it is the EM Cosmetics by Michelle Phan, the Great Cover Up Concealer in the shade Fair Neutral Cool. So I'm applying that to the high points of the face, so the chin, down the center of the nose, center of the forehead, under the eyes, center of the cheeks, blending it all in with my damp beauty blender just to highlight the center of the face. So far, I'm really loving this concealer. I've used it a couple of times. Really good concealer. I'll definitely give you a full review once I've used it quite a few times. But yeah, blending it in with the beauty blender, highlighting the center of the face. Then I'm going to grab my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder and using that damp beauty blender again, just setting that concealer just to really hold it in place, mattify, smooth out any texture. This powder is my favorite powder for the center of the face. It just makes the makeup look airbrushed, holds it in place, stops it from creasing, stops it from moving around, all the good stuff. Going back to the eyes, I was feeling like the dark wasn't going up quite high enough. So going back into that Shaq's color and my 237 brush, I just decided to take the black up a little bit higher on the outer corner of the eye. So just packing it on and again blending, packing, blending, just so the black goes up above the crease and it's visible when the eyes are open. My eyes are very hooded, and a lot of my eye actually goes in and gets hidden into my crease when I'm looking straight ahead. So that's something that I need to look at when I'm doing my eye makeup. So if you have a problem like that, make sure you're looking at your eye makeup, looking straight ahead into the mirror so you can see if you can see all your beautiful work when your eyes are open. So like I said, just applying blending, lifting the color up above the crease just to create more of a smoky effect to the eye. Then going back in with that Colourpop Cream Gel Liner, I'm just taking it along the lower waterline and into the lower lash line. So just pushing the colour through and then going back in with that 226 smudger brush and then smudging that all out until we get a really smoky lower lash line. Then I'm taking a small pencil brush with that jet black shade and I'm going to blend that black eyeshadow on top of that cream gel liner. Again, just to smoke it out a little bit further, make it really soft and smoky, and just blend it a little bit further down from the lash line. Next, taking a slightly larger pencil brush, I'm going to pick up the peach shade and the soft brown shade from the transition colours onto the pencil brush, and I'm going to run that along the edge of the black on the lower lash line. This is going to smoke out that black a little bit further, warm it up a bit, ground it, and just make the eyes look really fluid from the upper eyelid to the lower lid. So just running that all along the edge of that black just to soften it, blend it out, smoke it out, warm it up. Now for lashes today, I'm using my Glam by Manicare lashes in the style Miranda, which is quite a big, voluptuous lash, and I'm applying it onto the upper lashes. So using my Tweezers and Tweezers for application and my Model Rock Jet Black Lash Glue, which is my favourite lash glue of all time. And then once they're in place, I'm just going to use my Giorgio Armani Ecstasy Mascara in black just to blend those lashes together. So I'm just going to run it into my actual lashes and just blend those lashes into the false lashes. Also taking that mascara along the lower lashes just to really give an impact to the lower lash line. And then back to the face, I'm going to bronze up my skin using my Giorgio Armani Maestro Liquid Bronzer in the shade number 90. So I'm just applying it to the outer perimeters of the skin using my damp beauty blender. So just patting it into the hairline, down the sides of the temple, top of the forehead. I'm also going to use this under the cheekbones. So I'm going to use this to create a really warm bronzed look to the side of the face. So running it under the cheekbones and onto the top of the cheekbones, and then also taking it down the sides of the nose. Just anywhere I would normally apply a powder bronzer, I'm going to apply the liquid bronzer. I really loved how this applied to the skin. It was flawless. I got the idea from using this product from Kathleen Lights. She used a liquid bronzer in one of her recent tutorials, and I really loved the way it looked on her skin. So I've had this bronzer in my cupboard for ages and I just keep forgetting to use it. So today I've brought it out and I love the look that it gives to the skin. Then I'm going to take my Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and then using a Zoeva 126 brush, I'm just patting that on top of that liquid bronzer just to set it and intensify it a little bit further. And then grabbing my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette and my Bobbi Brown eyeshadow brush. I'm using the darkest, coolest shade in the palette, and I'm using this to contour the very tip of my nose. I'm also using it to contour the end of my nose, just where I haven't applied the bronzer, just to strengthen the nose a little bit. And then I'm also using that on a Zoeva 109 contour brush and applying it under the cheekbones just to contour the cheekbones. I never really used to be one for contouring. I don't know, but I'm really loving it at the moment. I can't seem to leave the house without contouring my face. It's one of those things, once you get into the habit of contouring, you kind of can't see your face without it. It's not probably the best habit to get into, but I'm just really loving it at the moment. I really love the structure that it gives to my skin. For blush today, I'm using my Lancome blush in the shade Rose Sable, and I'm applying it to the backs of the apples of the cheeks using my Zoeva 105 blush brush. So just taking it up into that bronzer, just blending it through. And then onto lips. So first I line my lips with my Natio lip liner in the shade Tulip. Now I picked this up and was really excited about using it, and then I remember the last time I used it, I didn't really like it. It's very, very creamy, so it's really hard to get a neat lip line. And I think when you're doing a dark lip, it's really important to get a really sharp lip line. It just looks a lot more better. So I did kind of struggle with this lip liner today, but I persevered. I did the best I could, lined my lips with the lip liner. And then for lipstick, I went in with the Kat Von D studded lipstick in the shade Homegirl. Now I have a few Kat Von D lipsticks already and I really, really love them, but my lips were feeling quite dry today, and this lipstick just had no sympathy for my dry lips. It clung to every bit of dryness I had, and it just looked patchy and gross. I really had to work hard at this lipstick. I had to layer it and blend it in with my fingertip and a brush just to really get it to blend over those dry patches, but I just didn't love the way it looked. These lipsticks, especially in the darker shades, if you have dry lips, I probably wouldn't recommend them. They're very unforgiving. But if you've got beautiful, soft, hydrated lips, then they're amazing. Now, to give a slight ombre finish to the lips, I used a little bit of the concealer that I popped through the center of the face, and I just patted it right on the center of the lower lip. So just patting it on and then blending it out, and it creates a really slight ombre to the lip. So it just brightens the center of the lip, makes the lips look a little bit bigger and plumper. So this is the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you on the next video. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye.